Shopping online for luxury goods can be a scary, scary task. There are so many fakes on the market, it's hard to make sure that you're buying an authentic good. In this video, I'm going to give you my best tips for luxury shopping online. Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Ashley Delmore and I put up videos on fashion, beauty, and luxury on Fridays. So if that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and click subscribe and turn on the bell and you'll be notified whenever I put out new videos. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about online luxury shopping. I have built most of my collection by purchasing online. However, with purchasing luxury goods online, there are several concerns. There are lots of concerns purchasing any item online, actually. So, like if you're looking at a website, the scammers have gotten really, really sophisticated. You have to make sure that the website you're purchasing from is secure, and that's going to have the HTTPS. But with luxury goods, there's even more of a need to be really, really thorough with the way that you're checking and authenticating your goods. That being said, you can still find really, really good deals on luxury goods online. And so I'm going to take you through that process. Let's get started. All right, my first tip for shopping online for luxury goods is stay tuned in to the Purse Blog forum as well as the websites that sell luxury goods. On the Purse Blog forum, you're going to see a lot of different brands, and they usually have threads that show the different sales that are going on, and people will post updates. That's a great way to find out about the sales going on in the luxury community, especially if you're looking for a specific item or brand. The websites that sell luxury goods also do sales from time to time, so I make sure to periodically check a few times a week if I'm looking for a specific item. The luxury brands' websites themselves aren't usually the best place to find sales. Chanel and Louis Vuitton, that's never going to happen. Gucci, I haven't really seen very much, but YSL will have a sales section of their website from time to time. They also are famous for doing private sales, so you have to check that and keep up with that. Something else that's great with a lot of the luxury brands is they're sold in a lot of the major department stores, and those department stores will do sales from time to time that will either be a percentage off or you can get a gift card based on the amount that you purchase. And that's great because you can save those gift cards to help fund future luxury purchases. Many of these websites actually have private sales, and what that means is you have to have purchase history, and sometimes that purchase history has to be significant for you to be invited to participate in these sales. So there's lots of great sales going on online with really reputable retailers. So some of the retailers I like to purchase from are Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, My Teresa, Essence, and Farfetched. All of those brands are really, really well known, and I feel confident purchasing from them. I know that I'm going to get all the authentication and documents that I would get if I purchased my bag in the boutique. I may not always get a box, but I've always gotten a dust bag with all of those purchases. And it just really gives me peace of mind to be able to purchase from a reputable business. So I really prefer to buy my luxury goods that way. The second tip I have for shopping for luxury goods online is utilize Rakuten. Rakuten is a website that allows you to get cash back on your purchases. You have to create an account and you have to be logged in to the app when you're going to make your purchase, but you can oftentimes get a significant amount of your purchase value back. I purchased my Saint Laurent envelope bag in the large size from Saks Fifth Avenue. I was able to earn a $450 gift card from that sales event. And on top of that, I was able to get another $319 back from Rakuten because they had increased the value of their cashback rewards at that point. Those cashback rewards generally stay between 2 and 5% normally, but a lot of times what will happen when they're having a sale event, they will increase the amount you can get cash back in the Rakuten app, which really just sweetens the deal for you if you're already going to be purchasing a luxury item. Utilizing a site like Rakuten is a no-brainer to help you save. It costs you nothing to sign up, it's 100% free, and it's going to save you money on something you were already going to buy. So for that reason, I highly recommend it. My next tip for shopping for luxury items online is utilize the Preloved websites. There are several well-known Preloved websites, including Fashion File, The RealReal, and eBay. Those sites are great because they have authenticators and they will often guarantee the authenticity of the goods you're purchasing from them. The pros of going with one of these Preloved websites is they generally have items that are harder to find. They're going to have items that are no longer being sold by the boutiques for the brands, and they're going to have some of the harder to find items readily available. Now with that, there are some cons, and the cons are those items are often sold at a premium, especially if you have an item that's really, really hard to find. For example, the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis in the reverse monogram pattern is really, really hard to find right now. And if you go look on a site like Fashion File, that bag is going to be selling for far more than retail. And that's just because you're paying for the fact that it's hard to find and they have it readily available. It's a supply and demand issue. And so if you're okay with that and you're one of those people that says, hey, I don't want to track down my bag, I want to find it and buy it and be done with it, Fashion File is great for you. And they also tend to have a lot of the more unique items as well. They have a great track record of being really, really good with authentication, so you can be confident in what you're buying from these sites. The RealReal and eBay are great sites too. I haven't had as much experience with those two, but I do know that they have great policies for making sure that you're buying authentic goods. And that's something that's really, really important to me. My next tip for shopping online for luxury goods is make sure you're making your purchases on a credit card. I generally have this rule for all large purchases, but shopping online for luxury goods with a credit card just makes more sense. You, one, have much better protections with the financial institutions that are backing your credit cards in case you ever need to dispute anything. The other thing is you can often earn cash back rewards or points for travel. And that's why I really am motivated to use a credit card when I purchase my luxury goods. And so long as you're paying the statements off on time, it's a no-brainer. My last tip for shopping online for luxury goods is probably one of the most important. When you're shopping with Facebook and Instagram sellers, this is by far the most risky transaction online, and I've got several tips to help you from what I've seen. In these groups, I have seen a lot of shady business go down. There are a lot of really great and reputable sellers out there, and people will sing to the rooftops about how great they are. That's great, and if you're buying from someone like that, I think that gives you more peace of mind. There are also people that come into the group and they may be there for a short time, or they may be someone that messaged you about an item you were interested in your Facebook Messenger or Instagram DMs. But there are people that are always watching to see if you want luxury goods. And what I've seen is a lot of these sellers will engage in really unethical business practices, and a lot of them may even fraud you. So one thing is for certain, never ever pay someone unless you know them and know them really well via PayPal Family and Friends. When you use PayPal Family and Friends, you are saving on the transaction fees. However, you're also losing all of the protections that PayPal is famous for. So if you use PayPal Family and Friends and you're defrauded out of your money, you have no protection with PayPal. Your money is just gone. And so for that reason, if someone asks you to use PayPal Family and Friends and you don't know them really, really well, that's a reason to pause and wonder why. The next thing I would do if I was shopping for a luxury item with a Facebook seller or an Instagram seller is check the group or on Instagram for references on this person. I've seen plenty of posts where someone's asking for a reference check on a seller. You can also go search other groups with that seller's name. You're really trying to do your research to see how other people's experiences went. They will tell you if it had a good or bad experience. And if you can't find any history on someone, I'm not saying don't buy from them. I'm just saying make sure that you're very cautious and that you make sure you're protected in the transaction. The next tip I have for when dealing with Facebook and Instagram sellers is make sure you look carefully at all the pictures. You need to make sure that you're getting a good idea of the condition of the item, and you also want to make sure that the item actually belongs to the seller. Generally, they'll include a name card with a date on it to help you confirm that they do in fact have that item. So that's something that I look for when looking through these Facebook and Instagram sellers feeds for items I'm going to be purchasing in those communities. The last tip I have for purchasing items from Facebook and Instagram sellers is pay for professional authentication. I can't tell you how many times I have seen posts in Facebook groups asking people to authenticate items. And here's the thing. If you're going to spend over $1,000 for an item, why not spend the $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 it takes to get professional authentication? There are several great websites out there that will perform this service for you, and they're usually pretty quick. Like, I really like Pro Authenticators for Louis Vuitton. They only charge $10 for a verbal authentication, and they have a turnaround really, really quickly. What is $10 when you're spending over $1,000? It just makes a lot of sense to use an authenticator. If you're not buying a Louis Vuitton bag, if you're buying a YSL bag or a Gucci bag, I highly recommend Real Authentication. They're a little bit more pricey than the Pro Authenticators, but it's really important that you're making sure that you're purchasing an authentic luxury good. How have you purchased luxury items online? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. Until the next video, bye!